What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have some good news and some bad news to talk about today. We're going to take a look and a listen to Mitch McConnell. He's going to be talking about this midterm election, and also he's going to be talking about the continued resolution when it comes to funding the government. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, on this channel, we talk about financial news and what's going on in Washington, D.C. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so let's get right to it. So we're going to go with the bad news first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the good news. But here we go. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
I think this upcoming election is critical in steering the Republican Party away from the former president.
Well, I think the next election is critical in sending the current administration a message about how it's been conducting the affairs of our government. Democratic president, Democratic House, Democratic Senate. Look at the results. Look at the results. The American people are going to have an opportunity this fall to give a midterm report card on the performance of this all-Democratic government. We are optimistic that they'll want to push the pause button, want to give the Congress to the other party, and as I've said repeatedly, if they do that, we'll give the president finally an opportunity to keep his pledge to the American people to be a moderate.
Okay, so that's Mitch McConnell there. This is the person that President Biden calls his friend. And, you know, I don't like to get too much in the weeds when it comes to political parties, because I know people get really, really fired up when you start talking about Democrats and Republicans and all this. But I got to call this out. He's straight up lying to you. He is lying to the American people. And you heard him say Democratic House, Democratic President, Democratic Senate, and they haven't gotten anything done. Now, we know in the Senate, you need 60 votes to get anything done. You have 50 Democrats, you have 50 Republicans. You need Republicans to support a bill in order for it to pass. The only opportunity that the Democrats have at this point, and they only have one shot at this, they have reconciliation. And that's what they were trying to pass with Build Back Better, through reconciliation. But that's all they have. And they're still going to have to try to work on this and work something out as far as trying to get something done when it comes to Build Back Better or some version of Build Back Better through reconciliation. But that's all they have. All the other bills that they want to try to pass, Republicans are going to have to support it. If you don't get 10 Republicans to support it, it's not going anywhere. Mitch McConnell knows this. And so he's just flat out lying to you. He's telling you, look, Democrats are controlling everything and they're not getting anything done. Well, they're not getting anything done because they need your help. And you're not helping. And you've already said that you're not going to do anything to help President Biden, any of his legislation. And so how do you expect things to get done? And this is what I'm talking about, because the average person is going to look at this. They're going to listen to his speech, Mitch McConnell, and say, oh, yep, you know, he's right. We should vote for Republicans. But what they're not realizing is he's not doing anything. And he's purposely not doing anything. And it's hurting the American people. But he doesn't care. And then he comes on TV and he goes ahead and lies to everyone. So I have real issue with this. And I don't care if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. If you're lying, you're lying. And in this situation, he's lying. He's not trying to help get anything done. Right now, Mitch McConnell does not have an agenda. And he's been asked the question, what are you going to do? If you win the midterms, what is your agenda going to be? He's not answering that. He'll say you have to wait until after the midterms, and then I'll tell you what the agenda is. So he doesn't even have an agenda at this point. His whole strategy is just to be an obstructionist. That's it. Just to keep President Biden from getting anything done. And like I said, when it comes down to it, if you're president, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, if you have an agenda, the people voted you in, even if maybe I didn't support you, the people voted you in, let your agenda go through. Let it go through and see if it works. If it works, that's good. If it doesn't work, then that's when you should have to pay the price. that's when you should get voted out of office. But let the agenda go through. But when you have people like Mitch McConnell saying with a straight face, look, the Democrats they're controlling everything, but they're not getting anything done. And you know the reason why they're not getting anything done is because you are holding things up. How honest is that? Not honest at all. We are paying these politicians to lie. And that's it. Now, most of us, if we go to our job and we get caught lying, we're probably going to lose that job. But people like Mitch McConnell, they get reelected. He just got reelected in 2020. And he's been doing this for years and years. So it really, really, really gets me fired up when I see stuff like this, because we know all along, and I follow politics close enough to know that, yes, you need those 60 votes. The average people don't know that you need the 60 votes in the Senate. And they're thinking, okay, well, the Democrats are controlling the Senate. Why can't they get anything done? Because you need the 60 votes, with the exception of that reconciliation bill. And that's the one shot that they have, and that's it. But other than that, they need Republicans to support these bills in order for them to go through. We saw the voting rights bill, same thing. Republicans didn't support it. They didn't support it, and guess what? They couldn't go anywhere with it because they needed the 60 votes. And so I want to know what you guys think about this. So in the comment section, let me know down below. Okay, so now let's take a look at the good news. Now it's coming from the same press conference. So we'll go ahead and play this and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
It's now Tuesday afternoon. Do you think we're going to have government funding? Is there going to be an issue with these amendments or this proposal by Senator Lee on vaccine mandates? Senator Blackburn concerned about these so-called smoking kits and so on. Is this going to be worked out, or are we going to be here Friday night?
Yeah, as is often the case, we'll process a few amendments before doing the short-term CR. I think it'll all be worked out. There's no danger of a government shutdown.
Okay, so that's good news. No danger of a government shutdown. That's coming from Mitch McConnell, the minority leader in the Senate. So that means that they're going to kick the can down the road. So it's going to be a continued resolution probably for another couple months. And then from there, then they'll reevaluate it and do another continued resolution, I guess. But that's good news. We don't need a government shutdown right now. Inflation's at an all-time high. We're looking at a situation where we might see Russia invade Ukraine, which will drive oil prices up, which will hurt us. I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. We don't need a government shutdown. And I'm glad to at least hear that Mitch McConnell understands the seriousness of this, and we won't be moving forward with a government shutdown, and they will do a continued resolution. So that's good news. But overall, I mean, it's so ridiculous just to listen to Mitch McConnell talking about this whole thing when it comes to not getting anything done, and you're not playing a role to help get something done. Okay, now even if it's a situation where you have to go across party lines and say, look, what can we work on? A bipartisan bill, what bill can we work on? He's not even doing that. Okay, he's not even meeting with the president and trying to hash out something, just not doing anything. And when it comes to, we see this with Republicans, we see this with Democrats. So when Republicans are in power, when they have the presidency, when they control the House and the Senate, you're going to see Democrats that are going to be in opposition. And the same thing goes when it comes to the Democrats. When they're in power, you see Republicans being the opposition. We're paying their salary, and they're just sitting there lying to the American people and not doing anything, and then just blaming the other side. So let me know what you guys think about all this. Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.